Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be 10 tips that will help you make a club. If you're new here, then I have owned my club Still Dancers for 1.5 years now, and these are just things that I've noticed that have really helped me make and then keep expanding the club. So I really hope you enjoy, and let's dance into today's video.
You went away. You've been sending flowers to me. Flowers today.
First tip is to have a plan. Have a plan about what kind of club you are wanting to make. Not everyone is going to be wanting to make the same club, so there's so many different types of club you can make. You could be into dressage, you could be into roleplay, or you could even just want an all-rounder club, or you could just want a club that's going to be a bit like a family and, you know, support you. And all of those are totally fine, but you just have to have a plan and know what kind of club you want to make. There is no point going in thinking, oh, I'll copy what they've done, I want a club like that, because it might not be best for you. You've got to choose the right setting and the right kind of club for you. Tip number 2 is have a name and a uniform in mind. So the best kind of clubs are where the uniform links in nicely with the name. So if you have, for example, red pandas, you might want the uniform to be red. You know, it'd be a bit strange if you had red pandas and then the uniform was green, for example. So think about all of these things before actually making the club itself. Have an idea of what kind of name and what kind of theme you want. This also links into number 1. So if, for example, if you want a dressage club, make sure that your uniform is a dressage uniform and that it's not a show jumping uniform. You've also got to consider both those things before you make your club. And the most successful clubs I've seen are clubs where the uniform ties in. Another thing I want to say is that make sure that the uniform is unique to you. Make sure that it's something that people are going to firstly want to wear, and secondly make sure it's something that people are going to like and that it's going to stand out to people. You have to remember that in your club, if you have events and things, people are going to have to wear this to events. So if the uniform people don't like it, people aren't going to want to wear it to events. So make sure it's something that's nice. My third tip is advertise. When you make your actual club, the first steps that I used when I made mine was I advertised a lot. You could find me on Global 24/7. Although some people may consider this annoying, don't spam, of course, don't spam Global because that is annoying. But if you just pop out a message, it helps get your name out there. And also it appeals to everyone. So if you pop a few things about your club, so if you say we're a dressage club that are fun loving and we have a really nice uniform or something like that, it might appeal to someone and people might want to then join. Of course, if you're going to be doing it by applications, I wouldn't recommend doing it by applications when you first make the club, because people aren't going to know what your club's like, so then no one's going to apply. The only reason that applications work are in a club that's been going for a while, because people know the general kind of aesthetic of the club, and then they're more likely to apply because they want to join that club. Rather than if you have a new club, I'd much rather recommend that you do it on people asking to join. But also make sure that you interview them, make sure that they fit your club. Don't just accept anyone. That's the worst thing you could do, is just accept anyone, because it just doesn't end up well. So don't accept anyone. Have some rules to get into the club, but in the first few days or weeks even, I wouldn't keep them that strict. Tip number 4 is have social medias. I cannot stress enough how important social medias are to your club. Have as many as you can. Have YouTube, Instagram, have a Discord page, have all these things, because it helps get your club out there on different levels. It can get, for example, my club Still Dancers has open Discord servers. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have TikTok. and it's just really helped our club boost because people see us from other platforms and they're like, oh, they look cool. So yeah, I really recommend using social medias to your advantage. In particular, people like watching, if you're a dressage club, people love watching dressage edits, so I would 100% recommend trying to make a few of those as soon as you can, or doing like a club trailer. People like watching those as well. You know, just make use of social medias to your advantage. Step 5 is make sure that you have the correct support/help in your club. You need leaders. You won't be able to do it on your own. The main reason that clubs are so successful and functional is the fact that they have support. You need leaders to help you run events. You need them to help you if you can't make an evening or whenever you have your events. You know, you need them at all times, basically. So that they're really vital to make sure that you have a really, really good support system. I know a lot of people enjoy doing co-owners. We have a co-owner in Still Dances. We have Bunny, of course, who is lovely. And that is really helpful for me because I know that I have someone else who I can rely on then in that situation. Of course, you're always going to have someone who founded the club, but it also helps for members to feel as if there's not just one person who's got the lead role. It helps members feel as if they can also become leaders and they can also become higher up ranks as well, because I always say to my club that anyone can become a leader as long as you have the right mentality, you know, and that is really true. You need to stress that to your club. The 6th tip is have rules and requirements. Make sure that there are certain and set rules in your club that you do not change much. If there are very, very clear rules, it's very hard for people to argue against them. If your rules are very hazy, it's very easy for people to go, oh, but I wasn't sure. Make sure that they're very clear in what they're saying and that you are certain that that's the rule that you want to have. Same with the requirements. Make sure that before people join, they're right for your club. There's no point inviting non-star riders, for example, if you need to have star rider to be in your club, or there's no point in inviting people who don't have a certain horse if you need that to be in your club. It just won't work out. So even if it means that it feels like you're not getting anywhere because you're not gaining any members, long term it will work out better because you'll have people who are joining who actually are right for your club. I don't accept anyone, and the set rules, for example, one of our rules is no beef. It's very clear. No, we don't tolerate it at all. You know, we don't tolerate people having arguments or being mean to each other, and that is very set. So we haven't actually had that many issues as a club. Of course, we've had a few. No club can say they haven't, but we have dealt with them quickly when we have. So tip number 7 is have a clear, structured club calendar. I cannot stress how important this is. If your calendar is really confusing, people aren't going to know when your events are or when to go or when to turn up or what to do. Make sure that it's clear what time, where you are and what you're doing and what to bring. We do that every day on our calendar. We have our events at 7:30. It's just a set time that it happens so that it's very clear, and very occasionally do we change the time, and when we do, we give our members a few days of warning in advance and we say, you know, this is what's happening. It works a lot better if your events are a set time. I appreciate that not everyone can do that, but it does help if you find a time that's good. Tip number 8 is one that I don't think is mentioned much, but I think is very important. Don't be rude to other clubs. If you're a club and you're wanting to get big, if you're rude to other clubs, those other clubs are going to have members who might potentially want to leave and join another club. They're not going to then want to join your club. These other clubs, if you're rude to a big club, they're going to spread the word that you are not a nice club. So you need to make sure that you're respectful and polite to all other clubs. Otherwise, they're going to create a really bad impression of you. So yeah, just be really respectful. Tip number 9 is join into any events that are on in the clubs. So for example, if there's a dressage competition on, even if you think you're not very good, even if you think that you're not going to win, join in, because it gets your club name out there, it gets people recognising that your club are willing to join in, it sends a positive message of you that even, oh, and if you don't win, please don't be a sore loser about it. My last tip, which is tip number 10, is enjoy it. Enjoy owning a club, because it is so much fun and it is one of the best things I've ever done in this game. It has meant that I have continued playing Star Stable, because if I'm being honest, if I hadn't have got my club, realistically I probably wouldn't still be playing Star Stable at the moment. But now, because of my club, it means that even if I didn't have a club, I'd probably still be playing, because I've learned, like, join a club, you know. I get that a club's not for everyone, but it's for a lot of people. A lot of people are in clubs, so also be realistic. If you're not realistic about club goals, it's not going to work. You have to accept that you're not going to be full on the first day. So many times people are like, my club's not going well, and I'm like, why? And they're like, oh, it's the first day and we've only got 2 members. It's the first day, that's fine, you know? I do hope you've enjoyed this video. I thought I would end with my club doing a spontaneous practice. Well done, they're doing a spontaneous dressage practice. They have not been told to do this. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you've enjoyed and found some of these useful. If you did enjoy the video, give it a like. If you like me, feel free to subscribe. It is free and it's pretty easy to do. I do comedy sketches, dressage edits, and a lot more, so feel free to go and check those out. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye, dancers!